The ocean has always held secrets, but some beaches don't just hide them, they breathe them. Hollow Cove was one of those places. Nathan and Emma hadn't planned to stumble across it. They were simply driving along the forgotten coast, searching for a place untouched by tourists, when Emma found the mention of a hidden cove on an old travel forum that hadn't been updated in years. The description was vague, but the way it was written, about untouched sand, waters that glowed at night, and a silence that felt sacred, pulled her in. "It sounds perfect," Emma said, tapping the screen of her phone. "Romantic, mysterious, exactly what we need." Nathan wasn't convinced. Places aren't forgotten for no reason. Maybe it's private property, or worse, toxic runoff. Why else would no one go there anymore? "Because people believe in ghost stories," Emma teased, "and ghost stories are for scaring kids, not adults." But Nathan couldn't shake the unease curling in his chest as they drove deeper into a town that seemed abandoned by time. The first glimpse of Hollow Cove came just past midnight. The headlights caught weather-beaten homes with peeling paint, boarded windows, and a pier jutting into the black waves like the bones of some enormous creature. The town was hushed, as if even the wind had chosen to avoid it. They found lodging at a dilapidated inn with a broken neon sign. The woman behind the desk looked like she'd been carved from driftwood, thin, bent, with eyes clouded and pale. She slid a key across the counter without asking for names. "You're here for the beach," she croaked, her voice scraping like a seashell against stone. Emma's smile faltered. "How do you know?" "Because no one comes here for anything else." She leaned forward. "Stay away at night. The tide doesn't forgive after dark." Nathan felt the warning like ice water down his spine. Emma laughed it off, but as they walked upstairs, Nathan glanced back and found the old woman watching them with a hollow, almost mournful expression. The beach itself was stunning, too stunning. The next morning, they followed a narrow path hidden between two leaning pines. It twisted through thick undergrowth until the air grew heavy with salt, and then the forest opened like curtains being drawn back. The sand was bone white, almost glowing in the sunlight. The water shimmered a perfect turquoise, calm and unbroken by waves. Rocks rose on either side of the cove, forming a crescent wall that made the beach feel cut off from the world. "Paradise," Emma whispered. But Nathan noticed something unsettling. There were no gulls, no shells, no seaweed. The beach was alive with beauty, but absent of life, like a photograph instead of a place. They spent hours lounging, swimming, and laughing, and for a time Nathan allowed himself to believe the unease was in his head. But when he floated on his back, staring at the endless blue sky, he saw movement below, something vast and shadowy gliding through the depths. When he blinked, it was gone. As the sun dipped low, Nathan urged Emma to leave. The tide was rising unnaturally fast, swallowing the sand in great gulps. "One last swim," Emma pleaded, already wading back in. "Not now," Nathan snapped, harsher than he meant. He grabbed her wrist. The water had shifted color, turning from turquoise to a murky, stormy gray. They made it back through the forest just as the ocean thundered against the rocks, reclaiming the beach with terrifying speed. Nathan glanced back only once, and what he saw froze his blood. Pale shapes, human-like, rising with the tide before collapsing into foam. That night, Nathan dreamed of drowning. He felt water rushing into his lungs, cold hands pulling him downward, dozens of faces staring with hollow eyes. He woke gasping, the sheets damp as if he dragged the sea back into bed with him. Beside him, Emma stirred. "You okay?" "Just a dream," he muttered, although his throat burned with salt. At 2 a.m., he heard it. A whisper. "Nathan." His eyes snapped open. The voice was faint but distinct, curling through the thin walls of the inn. Emma slept soundly beside him. He went to the window. The beach was silver under the moon, and at the edge of the tide stood a woman. Her hair hung in wet ropes, her dress plastered to her body. She raised one hand, beckoning. His breath hitched. He couldn't look away. The whisper came again, louder this time. "Join us." "Nathan?" Emma's groggy voice cut through the spell. He turned to her, and when he looked back, the shoreline was empty. The next day, Nathan couldn't rest until he found the truth. He cornered the innkeeper, demanding answers. Her face twisted with something between pity and fear. "Long ago, a ship sank off that cove. No bodies ever came back. The sea kept them. Some say the drowned walk with the tide, waiting for the living to join them. Every year or so, someone new disappears." My stomach churned. "And if someone goes into the water at night, they don't come out," she whispered. Emma dismissed it as folklore, but Nathan couldn't shake the woman's words. That evening, I tried to convince Emma to leave Hollow Cove altogether. "You're letting this place get in your head," Emma argued. "It's just stories. That beach is amazing, and I'm not going home without at least seeing it once more at night. Imagine how beautiful it'll be in the moonlight." I felt panic coil in my gut. "No, we're not going back." But when I woke that night, Emma was gone. The door to our room stood ajar, the faint sound of waves drifting in on the wind.